Nintendo now has a US patent on summoning characters and making them battle for you. Chris Cullion, Video Games Chronicle. Hey, it's the Onigino, and this is Talk Now, Think Later. Let's look at the freaking news. The new patent theoretically covers an action that is present in numerous non-Nintendo games. Nintendo has successfully acquired a US patent on a gameplay mechanic used in other games. As spotted by Games Free, Nintendo was granted a patent last week, which covers the action of summoning another character and making them battle on the player's behalf. Specifically, the patent describes a situation where a console or another system is being used to run a video game from storage, or the player controls a character in a virtual space. The player can perform an input command to make a sub-character appear, summon another character. If there's an enemy where the sub-character appears, the player can control a battle between the sub-character and the enemy. If there's no enemy where the sub-character appears, the sub-character will automatically move around. The player can move the sub-character to a different location on the field, and if an enemy is there, they can control a battle between the sub-character and the enemy. Just looking at my face here, this is painful. The most obvious example of this patent in action is a Pokemon game, where a player can summon Pokemon and use them to battle other Pokemon on their behalf. It could theoretically be interpreted to cover a number of other games, however. Another example could be Nintendo's Pikmin series, where players summon Pikmin by either uprooting them or choosing them from the player's ship and moving them to a different location, triggering fights if they hit an enemy. So there are already concerns online that Nintendo's new patent could lead to a number of lawsuits in which it sues any other company that tries to implement a summoning mechanic in its game, putting future titles in series like Persona at risk. Not Persona, man. However, whereas trademark law says that a company could lose its trademark if it doesn't challenge any infringements, this isn't the case with patents. While Nintendo has patented this mechanic, it can choose not to pursue any other company that decides to use it, and only do so when it feels its own IP is being threatened. Ooh, that's kind of, that's not clear. This was the case with Palworld, which has seen accusations of plagiarizing from the Pokemon games ever since its release in early 2024. Nintendo and the Pokemon Company filed a lawsuit against Pocket Pair in Japan last year, alleging that Palworld infringes on 3 patents that are related to monster catching gameplay, including summoning pals by throwing pal spheres and using pals as vehicles like gliders. All right. Whoa, man, I don't know. Like, okay, all right. Let's put this on the screen here. This is a nice thing to kind of look at. Okay, well, I don't really know what to say here, but I don't think game mechanics should be patented. It's like, I don't know. Mario's jump is like just for Nintendo to use. It's kind of like that. So now you don't have jumps on anything. Now the Elden Ring folks are gonna gonna bring their pitchforks and torches because Elden Ring has a jump button now. I don't know. It's a little tough to swallow because a lot of us are fans of Nintendo, and then they kind of do this BS to other things we love, right? Like Persona, which is really frustrating because I am such a Persona fan. Of course, there are those like Digimon. If you're an old school anime person, there's Monster Rancher. Just want to shout out to the Monster Rancher mechanic in the PlayStation 1 days, where you put a different disc. Generation Z. There were discs that actually worked back then. and you would put like, you know, weird discs on the PlayStation. Like, you know, I would put my James Taylor disc on. Yes, I know, James Taylor. And it would summon a monster, you know, and that was a cool thing. But summoning is such a big deal on a lot of like different games. It's like, yeah, the best I could say is just like, it's like attacking, or it's like jumping, or it's like blocking, you know, or whatever. It's like pressing gas on any kind of racing game that you would play. Like, come on, almost. Like, that's why you call it a respawn, right? Like, that's why you call it a spawn, because, you know, those moments where a, you know, a sub character or whatever other character or you know, game object or NPC, whatever, those things are pretty much summoning them, right? Like, and here we are again with the other news, with the Visa stuff and the collective shout stuff, and, you know, all the other lawsuits, all the other like really gross, you know, money making courthouse drama that we have out there right now. Again, it's just, how do you define this? How do you define what a Pokemon game is? It's not like it was Pokemon really the first game that like made, you know, the idea of a summoning, you know, thing? Wasn't like Ultima, you know, the first few RPGs of the Dungeons and Dragons era, like you know, had like summoning mechanics there. I'm gonna even go and say like isn't like Donkey Kong or like Pong, like let's go to the first few games of the past, like Pac-Man or whatever. Like don't you basically like summon another character or like your other life for it? I guess these are not like the perfect analogies, but I guess my ultimate point here is that who the hell gave Nintendo this patent? Where is this judge? Yeah, this is a win for Nintendo, but man, I don't know, are they gonna start filing lawsuits to Final Fantasy games? Because oh crap, that's a lot of stuff. Well, my browser just said I need to enter my password just because I opened private browsing and I didn't know that was a thing. Well, I guess that's it. So, what's the lesson here? Please don't patent like general game mechanics or any game mechanics, please. It's just this whole like PUBG and Fortnite thing of you know, PUBG making the battle royale first, but then, you know, they file a lawsuit with Fortnite because Fortnite did it better or whatever. I mean, they do it very well, both of them. It's just, I don't know, whatever. I'm shaking my head because this is just all company drama BS, just for profit, just for like, you know, they would call it safety, IP safety. That. Anyway, what do you think? Yeah, sound off in the comments.